Hey, welcome to the conversation. I'm Andy Mason, and you're listening to the Heaven in Business podcast, where we help you navigate the messy intersection of faith, family, and business. Today, I'm going to give you a real-time update of what we've just been doing in Colorado. We've just gone back from a week over there, and really the behind the scenes, what I'm hearing in the midst of this, which is a key to grow with God in your business. So firstly, an update. Janine and I and Jonathan and Kira Sparks have just been in Castle Rock, Colorado, Loveland, Colorado, Breckenridge, Colorado. And through that week, we did a workshop with Sarah and David Miles in Castle Rock. There were about 45 different people there. We had another couple that joined us. They got to pray and prophesy and minister to different business people. We then went to Loveland, Colorado with Mark and Stephanie Gossman, Nate Brown. The same couples joined us. There were about 15 business leaders there that we got to minister, encourage in their place of work. And then we went to Breckenridge, where we got to stay with a client. We were supposed to go skiing, been saving up for this for about 5 months, but there was no snow. Well, there's a little bit of snow, but there's more likely a lot of dirt. So I'm going to see if I can transfer that to next year. But here's the thing. I feel so rich in that I get to do what I do with friends, people that we're walking together with in life. And it reminds me of how Jesus did what he did on the earth. There's something about proximity that we are mentoring, we are training, we are discipling, we are praying. We're getting to do all of this all mixed in together. And it's in every conversation. It's in every pause. It's as we walk together, we drive together, we go on a gondola together, we go crazy things together, we go fun things together. It's in the pathway of life that we're walking with others, and we get to rub shoulders, see what life really looks like. And for Janine and I, it's so rich and valuable because we get to do it with people that are on the same journey. What does it look like to partner with God in all of life, multiply kingdom impact? And we get lots of feedback and input from Sarah and David saying, what if you did it this way? What does that look like? From Jonathan and Kira, who are asking us critical questions that will take what we're doing and multiply it and make it more effective. So continually, it's iron sharpening iron. And it's just such a rich time. Well, it brings me to this. It reminded me actually something that Jonathan and Kira have spoken at a Heaven and Business conference. I'm going to send that link to you in the notes below. But it was talking about a mini sabbatical. And you get in scripture in Exodus 23, Exodus 34, God speaks to Moses to command the Israelites 3 times a year, you're to come outside, step away from what you're doing and spend time with me. And what is that? What does that look like? Now, for them, that was in the busy season. So I'm speaking to you, business owner. Maybe you got 10 employees, you got payroll, that happens regardless. Well, the thing is, do I have a job with an overhead, or do I have a business? How do I set it up so that it can run without me? I'm not just going to be reckless and abandon my team and go away. But no. I want to, in the middle of these busy times, set up systems, processes, structures so that I can get away and I can recognize, realize, and realign with who is my real source of increase. And here's what the scripture says. It says, come away for time with me in the middle of. There are 3 times. One was at Passover. One was at the Feast of Weeks, which is about what we would say is Pentecost. And then one was at the fruit of the harvest. So that's like September. What's the point? 3 times in the middle of the most seemingly critical moments, they would come aside. And God promises this: I will protect you. I will enlarge your territory. And not only that, I will actually remove from your enemies their desire to even take your land. He's the one that protects. He's the one that provides. He's the one that causes the increase and expansion as I put him first, compared to my increase comes from me alone, and I've got to hustle and drive. And if it's up to me and nothing happens without me, if I catch myself saying those things, something is wrong. Come aside. So here's just for you to think this through. Just a quick check on this. Colossians 2 and Romans 14. You'll be listening. Say, well, that's just Old Testament. Yes, it is. and it was commanded of them. And there was like literally a week at a time. It was like they were a party people. They would get away and have feasts and celebrate together because God was their source. For you and I today, the New Testament really clearly, it says you are not determined around festivals and days. That doesn't determine your salvation. It does not connect or translate or determine your level of spirituality. But don't throw it away, because there are rhythms and principles and processes within this that we can learn from. Come aside and recognize that God is your source. If you call yourself a kingdom business, but you never stop, you're weary and worn out, something is wrong, because you're the source of it, not God. What does it look like to connect with him? So for us, we've got time locked in away to go away for 2 nights. It takes 3 days to just to pause, rest, enjoy one another. Actually, that's my wife and I. There's nobody else, just my wife and I alone, to rest, to pause, to reflect, to listen, to reconnect with my partner, the greatest partner. Janine puts it this way: your partnership with God is way more than a partnership. It's a covenant. If I was going to partner with you, it's usually equal parties coming together and adding their strength to one another. But you have a partnership with God. That's a covenant where he's got so much more on offer than you even know. I mean, the best that you can do on a best day is like refrigerator art compared to what God can do. Your righteousness is as filthy rags. So I take this time to set aside, come away, listen, reflect, refocus. So practically, I'm putting that into my calendar. It's locked in for the 3rd week in May. I'm going to get away. What is the promise? That I will enlarge you. That's what God says. That I will protect you from your enemies, from your competitors. And I will even remove their desire to take over you. But this expectation, I'm going to do that with my wife. We're going to take, for us, sticky notes. We put them on the walls. And so I'm going to talk about this, talk about this, talk about this. But I slow down. I have the sign. I've been saying it the last few weeks. Please slow down. I've got to stop and come away, because God is my source. What about you? Where do you find yourself just running and hustle and drive compared to pause, or even micro pauses and check in? God, what do you want me to know in this moment? You're my greatest partner in this. Actually, this is yours. All is yours. How do I deal with this? How do I navigate this? How do I grow with you in all of life? So I trust this of value to you. Check it out, Exodus 23, Exodus 34. You'll read that there. Then check in and cross-reference that to Colossians 2 and Romans 14. But where can you slow down, set aside some time to come away and spend time listening to your partner, the greatest partner, the founding creative entrepreneur of the universe? Hey, find out more, heaveninbusiness.com. Sign up to the newsletter. You'll get this email to you once a week, and pay attention. Next week, it's going to look different. We've got some changes coming, which is going to upgrade how we are serving you and navigating the messy intersection of faith, family, and business.